Hello everybody and welcome to another super exciting edition of C4 here at CRI. Let's meet the teams, eh? Hello Dominic Swire, how are you today, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
Lovely, Governor. And you are the lovely Xiaohua.
That's right.
Is that right? What does your name mean?
Well, it means little flower in Chinese.
Wow, and you are a lovely little flower, aren't you, eh?
Thank you.
Anyway, let's go over to the right. You are Wiggin, aren't you?
I am.
Stu Wiggin.
I am.
Okay, and what's your job?
I write sports.
Wow, is that all you do?
That's all I do.
Wow, he's a liar. Anywai, what about you?
Hi, I'm He Yang.
What a lovely young man you are. Anyway, let's please move on to the first story then. Dominic Swire has buzzed in. What would you like to say about the story?
If I'm not mistaken, this is a story about a hotel in Shanghai.
He's absolutely right. It is a hotel in Shanghai. What?
Are they going to build a car park underneath this swimming pool? Did they build this swimming pool before they thought about building a car park?
He is so absolutely hilarious. Okay. Anyway, does anyone know the name of the hotel?
Oh. Yes! Trip you into that.
I can't cope with it anymore. They've both gone mental. Okay, let's go with Dominic because, you know, you're Dominic.
Is it the Holiday Inn?
It is indeed the Holiday Inn. Now, the Holiday Inn is...
Yes.
Yeah, what?
And I know it's in Kangqiao in Shanghai.
What was that?
That was one up, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Maybe in kindergarten. Okay, well, anyway, it was indeed the Holiday Inn. The Holiday Inn is not actually known for being a top quality hotel. Have you ever stayed in one?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay, you lowered yourself. Probably a CRI trip, I guess. What about you, Xiaohua? You have seen this swimming pool, absolutely lovely, on the 24th floor. Would you swim in it?
I dare not.
Oh, why not? What's wrong with swimming in this pool?
I don't like to be exposed to other people's eyesight when I'm wearing swimming suit.
What? Oh, okay, okay. Well, what do you usually wear when you swim?
Oh, swimsuit.
Okay.
Do you think Rob would be standing there with the...
Yeah, it would be me. Okay. Okay. And then we could even Photoshop it.
I'd like to swim in there for the opposite reason. I'd like to look down. When I was a kid, I always imagined I'd like to fly. And I like swimming for the same reason. And if you swim with a glass floor looking down, it's almost like flying.
So basically, Dominic, your desire in life is to look down on people, to feel superior. Okay, well, on this show, that's not going to happen. But anyway, have you ever been in a pool like this?
No, but I would love to try to go for a swim there.
But you would wear clothes as well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay, you don't want to scare the people of Shanghai. Stuart, do you know what an infinity pool is?
Isn't that a pool where it looks like it goes off the edge?
Yeah, because in Hong Kong they have these so-called infinity pools that look like they're slipping off like the 100th floor of the hotel. It's not actually doing that. You couldn't possibly die unless you're an absolute simpleton. But it does exist in some places.
There is a hotel in Vegas called the Golden Nugget, and it has a slide that goes through a shark pool.
A shark pool? That sounds absolutely
A shark
scary.
tank even.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, when you said shark pool, I imagine you whiz past and the shark's trying to take a chunk out of you.
No, they're just swimming around slowly in the tank.
Are you speaking from experience?
indeed.
Was this a CRI trip?
I haven't been to
A
Vegas.
CRI trip to Vegas? Who gets sent on a CRI trip to Vegas? It's hard enough to get a CRI trip like to Guamao or something. Anyway, I have to say that when I was in Finland, we did a lot of swimming, but that was swimming actually in icy lakes. So they would literally cut the hole out of the lake, then you would go in the sauna, you would heat up, and you know, the ladies, they don't wear any clothes in the sauna.
Okay.
You know, so it's a lot of fun, Anyway, you excited? You look quite happy.
And then you get so hot and you run out and jump into the icy water?
No, you just sit in the sauna and look at the girls. What are you talking about?
What is the proper practice of that?
Oh, like if you're not a dirty bastard, yeah. You go into the sauna and you sweat a lot and then you literally run outside and jump into the hole in the ice. Although I did it with some Chinese friends and one Finnish guy jumped in and he seemed to be having a heart attack because obviously the hot to cold makes you feel pretty bad. And the Chinese, rather than helping at him, just pointed at him and went, "You're gonna die!" And they had so much fun. It was a barrel of laughs. Finland and Chinese go together really well. Anyway, let's quickly move on to the next story, please. What about these jolly chaps? They look like criminals, but they're not. Who are they? Well, they probably are, but... Now, that was so close, I can barely believe it. Due to the fact that you buzzed twice, you're not going to answer it. Okay, thought you could outwit everybody. Stuart Wiggin, what is it?
Are these apparitions?
What? I wish I'd gone with Dominic, actually. Dominic, what's going on here?
If I'm not mistaken, I think these are local government officials.
Gratitude. You are absolutely correct. Do you know where these officials come from?
They come from a small, very small town called, if I'm not mistaken, is it Huili?
Why do you close your eyes when you talk? It's almost like you're singing a song that's really moving.
It was difficult to remember. It's not such a famous place.
I just wish we didn't have these bells anymore. Okay, well,
We're having fun.
Well, I'm not. Okay, yes. What?
I think it's in Hangzhou, a district called Yuhang in Hangzhou.
Okay, well, I don't actually know because I couldn't open the web page on the CRI computer this afternoon, so I'm just going to have to go with that. And do you know what? Well, don't be too excited because you might be wrong. It's just the failure of CRI technology that makes you right on this occasion. Does anyone know what they were supposed to be doing in that photo?
Are they inspecting a road?
Well, they were actually. There's an old one. From last year when some government officials were superimposed on a road, but in this particular one they were actually superimposed on a bit of landscaping to have a look at a bit of a field. Now, Dominic, you were recently in the United States of America, weren't you?
I was in America, yes, that's true.
Okay, and it was an absolutely wonderful trip, but you actually got to see the White House, didn't you?
I was outside the White House, yes.
There you are indeed, looking at the White House and with the government officials there as well. You took them with you. Now, Dominic, how did you ever get past White House security? Because I have to say, you do look like a bit of a dodgy chap.
Well, to be honest, we have this program on the computer and, you know, it looks realistic, but actually that was not a real photograph.
Okay, as I suspected, Dominic, you weren't really there, given that you look like a terrorist. Okay, those glasses are a dead giveaway. But hold on, I had a question. Well, we'll send the question to you because you buzzed in.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, has this ever happened in England that you know of?
I can't remember it happening in England. I've seen it happened in the Philippines.
Oh, but in the Filipino one, I have to say that it was actually good quality.
Well, better quality than this, but still, you could tell. It was on a photograph for disaster relief, which is a bit worse than inspecting a road, I think.
Oh, hold on. Dominic Swire has buzzed in again. He's Mr. Talkative today. What do you want to add?
Well, I just want to establish, you say, has this happened before, but we've not said what's happened. What has happened?
Well, some government officials have been taken from one photo and they've been photoshopped onto another photo where they clearly weren't. So they're pretty much floating in the air. Dominic, I know that you can't believe it. You know, with everything I've said about government officials today, I'm probably going to be kicked off the show next week and old Mr. Swire is going to be hosting it. Anyway, Dominic, back to you, in fact, because you were recently talking about these lovely photos. You were actually under the sea, weren't you?
Yes, this was in just a Shanghai hotel I went to recently.
Okay, and can I ask who that lovely lady next to you is?
Another Holiday Inn customer, I think.
It's nice to see that you wore the same clothes in Shanghai as you're wearing today.
You know, flexible.
Okay, well, wonderful, Dominic. We do always enjoy your stunning wardrobe. Can I ask you, Xiaohua or Little Flower? It's like Pocahontas or something, isn't it? Why do these government officials think that they can get away with such piss-poor quality Photoshop?
I think, first of all, they just don't care whether some people were going to see their website or not. And second of all, they don't care whether they're found out or not.
Okay, so it just doesn't matter. You know, whatever happens, they still get their free dinners. But I tell you what, just in honour of these wonderful officials, there is a lovely photo of me and Stuart enjoying a nuclear explosion. Do take a look. Lovely. You see, it was an incredibly hot day that day.
It was a bit hot.
Stuart, you almost got a suntan that day, didn't you?
I'm also wearing the same clothing.
You are indeed, as am I.
So you're still wearing that scarf.
See, you see how little we get paid at CRI? Dominic actually has to go swimming in his day clothes. That's how poor we are. Unbelievable. Anyway, He-young, given by how orange you are today, I think that you were at that nuclear explosion as well.
Well, I got a tan.
You certainly did. Where was your tan from? Not from the explosion, but...
I think just from walking from here to the subway station.
Okay. Anyway, let's quickly, before we laugh ourselves to the...
You mean you didn't have an umbrella?
No. Couldn't be bothered.
The show's getting worse, okay? Stop!
Okay.
Quickly, next story, please. Okay, does anyone want to buzz in and tell me what the... Dominic Swire has buzzed in. What would you like to say?
Is it South Africa?
It could be, although there's a lot of Chinese people in South Africa. This is true. Okay, no. I'd like to go to Xiaohua now. Not you, okay? We don't care about your opinion about children. We know what you think about children, don't we, eh?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Anyway, you've got a child, and apparently I've heard from you that you smack it around regularly.
Of course not.
You beat your child.
I have smacked her on the butt once or twice.
Oh, no. Okay, well, what did the poor girl do to deserve that?
Not really too bad, mostly because just for example, crying too much. And
But
too
hold
long.
on, if you smack her, she'll cry more.
I know.
I don't know much about parenting, but I know when it's crying, you don't smack it again. Okay, well, good parenting skills. Okay. Dominic. Oh, you're not Dominic.
I'm not Dominic.
They look alarmingly similar, I've got to say. Although I should know you by now because of the Kim Jong-un hair. Okay. Anyway, let's quickly move on to the real Dominic, who's over here. Dominic, have you ever been brutalised at school?
Only by shouting, and for me, I think shouting has a bigger effect than actually smacking. I was really afraid of the teachers.
I don't necessarily think that shouting, but that disappointed tone. You know, like when teachers do the, I can barely take it anymore. You know, when they do like that angry, quiet voice. Because when you shout, like when teachers shouted at me, I would laugh. They go, I've had enough of you! Like, you've gone mental, haven't you? But when they do the quiet voice, you have let everyone down, but most of all yourself. I used to get that speech quite a lot.
Stop it.
That's pretty high
Did it
skill
work?
teaching, I think.
Skilled teaching?
Yeah.
Okay, did you ever get a smack at school? Didn't you used to get stabbed in the side of the head?
Yes, when I was in kindergarten, I was 4 years old. I still vividly remember today. My teacher used her finger to press against my temple, and my head had to turn and my eyes rolled because of the sheer force she imposed on my temple.
No wonder you've had learning difficulties for years.
Shall we recreate that moment?
No, on both sides.
No,
on
please,
both sides.
please do not. I'll have a nightmare tonight.
When I was at school, I don't know if it's an urban myth or not, but I heard if you hit somebody hard enough here, they can die.
Yeah, well, if you hit someone with a stiletto in the temple, I know that they die because, well, now you know why I had to leave England. But anyway...
Do you know that there are an overabundance of kindergarten teacher jobs available in China?
There you go, Dominic.
Which is probably...
you know, another career just
It's
waiting around
probably
the corner.
why they hired a teacher like this.
Okay, because wasn't there like a kindergarten teacher like job giveaway recently?
There was a job fair in Hebei.
job fair. That's what I was looking for.
And something like 200 plus kindergartens advertised 8,000 plus jobs, and 800 students went. So presumably they all got a job.
Well, maybe I could get a job as a kindergarten cop. But anyway, Xiaohua, would you ever work in a kindergarten?
No. See, you've already pointed out my mistake of smacking my own kid. I don't want to go smack every kid.
I have a strong feeling that it would be genocide if you worked at a
Do you
kindergarten.
think that Chinese children are out of control?
Not necessarily.
I think the teacher is out of control in this case.
Yeah, the teachers are out of control.
Well,
The kids are out of
when you
control.
go around on the streets, you do see these horrible little emperors and empresses, and you know, they've got their great-great-grandparents with them, and these people are like 904 years old,
Do you think
and they still carry the bags for the kids, like the kids running around and kicking the old person in the shin, and then like carrying the bag, and then the kids just laughing away.
Is that a result of one-child policy, do you think?
Well, you know, in the big city, the one-child policy is obviously, you know, more enforced. In the countryside, they have more of a 10-child policy. But anyway, let's quickly move on.
Amongst ethnic minorities.
Yes.
And everybody else. Quickly move on before Stuart tries to dismantle the truth. Okay, so next story, please. Dominic, you would like to talk about fags. An issue close to your heart. What is it?
Smoking, Rob.
What?
Smoking, Rob.
I'm smoking. I am. Dominic, thank you for the latest of your many compliments. But hold on, Dominic hadn't finished.
Oh, sorry.
He was busy pimping me up. Okay. Anything else to say?
Actually, Dominic had finished. Well,
Dominic got excited, then he finished a lot quicker than we would have liked. So, moving on to...
Stuart would like to speak.
We don't care, because her young's going first. Okay, go on then.
Well,
By the way, I do like your clothes.
Oh, thank you very much.
In 1980s. Okay, so what would you like to say?
Retro. Well, I think this is the 1-year anniversary of the ban of smoking in China.
Yes, it is. It is. It was actually last May that smoking got banned. Now, you have a child,
Yes.
which you smack around a lot. But when you're not smacking your kid, and you take it to eat at a restaurant, for example, how do you feel when the selfish, bloated Chinese men around you are busy puffing away on their cigarettes and filling the place with cancer?
I don't feel good at all. In fact, I have tried to tell the waitress to tell them to stop smoking because I don't want to do that myself because I don't want to be smacked in the face.
Did that work? Did they stop smoking?
Actually, the one time I did ask, they did put out their cigarettes, so that was nice enough of them.
Lovely. Nice. But if you asked the person to stop, then it would be a weird, like, endless cycle. Like, they would smack you, then you'd smack your kid, and then your kid would smack them, and it would just go round and round. It'd be absolutely wonderful. But I have to say, when I've been in restaurants before, and I've said to the waitress, I've said, look, this is a no-smoking country, and it's actually a no-smoking area because there's a bloody sign right next to my face. Please tell the people to stop smoking. The waiters and waitresses, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'll smash your face in. I'll get her to hit you. What will happen?
Sorry, I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to do it.
Please just beat him. Okay, no, don't actually.
Do you know that 35...
No, basically, hold on, I need to get to the end of this anecdote before I explode. Basically, I say to the waiter or waitress, stop them from smoking, and the waiter or waitress will just say, and then just run away like a laughing hyena or a baboon. Nothing ever happens. People in China just smoke away, and no one will ever stop them. Stuart Wiggin thinks he works in a hotel. What would you like to say?
Oh, I forgot. 35% of the world's smokers live in China, but there's no enforcement policy for this ban.
Well, I have
so
to say
it's not that they keep smoking; it's just that nobody cares about this ban.
Nobody will stop them because you often see...
The policy is in place, but enforcement is always
like with so many things in...
Yeah.
It's like I'm not even here anymore. You know what? I'm just going to float away into the depths of Babao Shan.
I'm going to Photoshop you up there.
Yeah, please do. Photoshop me into the grave. Anyway, what would you like to say?
I have a brilliant idea. I think it's
Smack
brilliant. No, we should ask the waiters and waitresses to enforce the fine so they could, when they find somebody smoking, they can actually take the money from these people.
But I have to say that a lot of the people smoking in restaurants are gigantic gangster-looking people that basically look like gorillas or policemen themselves. If you ask a
businessmen, and it's usually businessmen, and
or
smoking,
gangsters as we call
smoking
them.
goes businessmen. Smoking goes hand in hand with business in China.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
it's very important.
I'd just like to add that another problem with smoking in China is that the cigarettes are made by a government-run company, and the regulatory organisation is also government-run, so the government has the problem of regulating itself, which is not so effective.
So basically, the government makes money from producing cigarettes, but then says it wants to ban cigarettes. No wonder it doesn't bother to enforce the ban.
Actually, on May the 31st, as part of World Anti-Smoking Day or something, the Chinese government is going to ban, or plans to ban, cigarette sales for a day, for one day.
Yeah, that'll work really well. Okay, well, just buy your cigarettes on May the 30th. Okay, and then again on June the 1st. I am getting so angry with this stupid Give me your bell. Just give me your bell, because I just literally can't take it anymore.
Just one more point.
Yeah, go on then.
I just want to say another reason for not smoking is, can we see the picture of Stu and Rob with the explosion?
Okay, yes, what about it?
This is why you should not throw your cigarette butts behind you. Okay, carry on.
The show is over, okay? We're not going to wrap it up. We're not going to make any jokes. We're not even going to talk to them, because that has just ruined the show for everyone. I had a few more photoshopped images to show, but because of you, it's not going to happen. Okay?
It's a little funny.
Yeah, it was.
It was little like Rob was when he was small. Do you remember how little you were when you were small?
Let's take a look at how little I was. Oh, wasn't I little? And you know what? You and me were also in the Avengers. Let's take a look at me and Stuart in the Avengers.
Were we in the Avengers?
Yes, there we were.
I was in the Avengers.
Look, checking out Scarlett Johansson's arse, marvellous. Okay, well, it seems that you couldn't really dampen our spirits, Dominic. You tried. But and given that there's no one else at CRI that wants to be on this show, you'll be back next week anyway, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Because of Dominic, there is no prize. Because of Dominic, there's going to be no prize this week, so let's not worry about that. But did you enjoy yourself?
I think so.
Well, we'll take you back to the home for special people afterwards. And Xiaohua, will you be reporting positive things back to your husband, who's also our boss?
Well, I guess so.
Marvellous.
If you
Okay.
give that iPad to me or something.
Well, you're a mini manager. You can just steal it from the budget. Anyway, let's go over here. Stuart, she's going to smack me in a minute. Okay. Did you enjoy yourself?
Sure.
What? Are you coming back next week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I've had enough. Okay, what about you?
Okay.
Oh, we don't care.
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
we had a great time.
It was the best show I've made all week. Okay, well, that just about wraps it up. Don't forget, you can check out the show on Weibo, which is down below, and also the email address, which is also down below. Send in a comment if you feel like it, whatever. Okay, well, I think that's just about it, so let's say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.